Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast. This is episode 16, season 2. We are still here, still not cancelled, as much as some people will try. Mainly us on the show talking about nonsense, but that's fine. We're joined today by my co-hosts, Shelby.
Hello, I'm hungry.
Shelby is Shelby, not hungry. And Vince is also here. He hasn't got COVID, but he's close.
I don't have COVID, but I have noodles.
There you go, perfect. Tame is also joining us again today.
Yo, and I'm thirsty.
More ways than one. And joining us for the first time and has no idea what's going on is Kochie.
It's my first time. Please be gentle.
If only that was the case. Welcome, everybody, to this week's podcast. Unlike last week where we did fucking nothing for a week, I've had a pretty busy week. We've done some unique and weird and wonderful things, which is great.
We did activities.
You
did things?
We did
I befriended a seagull.
That's so weird that's the highlight of the week, all right?
All right.
Yeah, we
like
did
seagulls.
so much stuff, but Shelby, she gave a chip to a seagull.
I've talked multiple times in this podcast about how I love pigeons and seagulls and you know the bin chickens and make friends with them. So yeah, I made friends with the seagull.
Yes,
Mine.
but what did we actually do? What was the actual highlight?
We went to Federation Square and got stared at by some giant
For
eyeballs.
fuck's sake. All right. We actually went to an event at ACMI, the Australian Centre for Moving Image. It's at Federation Square near the Seagulls for Goose Game Live, Untitled Goose Game Live, which is a kind of a unique thing, which I saw pop up in my timeline. I'm like, that is different, and brought tickets to it and stuff like that. Turns out it's a whole big deal.
What is it?
Because Untitled Goose Game, if you don't know that game, it's an Australian-made game about being an annoying goose that just annoys people, basically. It's very fun. There's little tasks that you get given to do and so on. But it's actually been preserved now in the archives. So for the Victorian government, well, the Australian government has put it into the film archives as Australian media and art for the hundreds of years, however long it'll last in the future.
Pretty viral hit too when it popped up. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I have a shirt now that's a cross between the Goose Game and The Exorcist, and it just says The Honking. And so it's like the page of The Exorcist, but it's just like a goose there just honking up at the sky. It's great.
Oh
So the way they sold it was like, yo, come see Goose Game live, and we'll have they're going to have an orchestra there. They're going to play the soundtrack live, and they'll have a little talk after it. That's the way they sort of sold it. But they kind of undersold it. Because what it was a live playthrough of Untitled Goose Game, and the orchestra was there, but they had to play the music, which evolves with the gameplay. So they were freeballing it basically, where they had screens of the game there, and they had a conductor, and they even had a percussionist there making sound effects that was meant to be happening in the game. And while one of the curators from ACMI were there playing through it. And she had a honk horn as well. So whenever she went to honk in the game, she would smack the horn. It'd be a honk. And they did it it went for about an hour, and they went through and they just the mini ensemble orchestra that was there just played based on whatever the gameplay was.
For the people who don't know, the game itself has reactive music to what you're doing, so they had to replicate that in live time, and it was very impressive. It was so good.
Yeah, you wouldn't even tell. And then they had a talk afterwards with the composer of the game, and they were explaining how. Originally, they did a very curated trailer, and they did a very they did a soundtrack and everything for the trailer and stuff like that, and people fucking loved it. And I remember I actually saw it at PAX, but I couldn't see it at PAX because there was too many people there. The crowd that had gone around this Goose Game booth was insane, and I'm like, I can't even see what these guys are looking at. What the fuck's a Goose Game? Then the composer mentioned that there was all these YouTube comments on their trailer going, oh, I can't believe that they've got like reactive music, and it's going to be really interesting when the gameplay comes out, stuff like that. And the composer's like, we don't have reactive music. That was just a really good trailer. So then they had to go and figure out how to make reactive music for their game work because so many people were commenting on how good it is in the trailer. So they went into that. So basically, no matter which way you play the game, the soundtrack's different. And the other cool thing that they talked about a lot of things, and it was very culture hipster sort of talk, which sometimes it's great, sometimes it's a bit pretentious, and that's fine. About what you get at ACMI in general. But the one cool thing that they mentioned is they talked about how they released the game's soundtrack on vinyl, and they said a feature of actually pressing vinyl is the channel that the pin, like the needle, will fall into. There can be two. And what they actually did is they pressed two soundtracks on different channels. And there's no way you could deliberately pick which channel with the needle. You just 50-50 chance on which soundtrack you get. So even each playthrough of the vinyl soundtrack is different, just like in the game. It's just insane. And they also mentioned that if it gets to the end of the vinyl, it just does an endless loop on that inner ring of the vinyl. And they just put a honk there. So if you forget to turn off your vinyl, it's just going to honk forever.
I kind of think it was a great advertisement for the vinyl, and I'd like to get one. We don't have a record player. No, it was definitely a cool night, and we did a bunch of other things as well. We went to Bartronica. That was neat. Never been there before.
One of my favorite bars in Melbourne. Very, very cool.
Underground arcade bar, with lots of machines that we did very badly on.
We played Mario Kart, and I just want to say, on the 64, still got it. Dominating.
You still got it. You got them slides. You got that boosting going. Destroying the competition. Yes.
Yeah, I was the competition. It was not fun.
Also, if you've ever been that person who has the Player 2 controller or the old controller that your cousin gives you or whatever, that's nothing compared to the old controller that the bar gives you.
Oh no.
It was they were rough. But yeah, it's a great bar if you're ever in Melbourne. They have little booths with Nintendo 64s and GameCubes and stuff set up. And you can
I will say though, if you decide to go there, if you're a gamer or whatever, and you go on a PAX, avoid it like the plague. Don't go there on the PAX weekend because it will be packed.
Don't go there. Don't go to GG Easy, and don't go to Fortress on PAX weekend.
No, hang on. Just go back, because if you're in town for gaming, these are bars worth checking out, and most of them offer good deals. Not. They offer deals if you have PAX passes on your drinks and shit as well.
But they're too packed.
Fortress is huge. There's no way
they're filling it up. It's the first PAX in 3 years. I mean, it's going to be massive.
Okay, so I haven't done Fortress. Fortress, unfortunately, started when COVID started, so good work, Fortress. So Fortress is huge. I think Fortress was fine, all right? I have been to GG...
Yeah, I haven't been there either.
I've been to GGEZ during PAX, not the last one, but the one before. I didn't even get in. I think I lined up for an hour, and it's like, well, this is a joke, and just didn't go in. I went to Bartronica, and it was packed, so I couldn't play any games and stuff, but I could still get a drink and get a seat, so it wasn't too bad. But you're right, they are the busiest they've ever been. Compared to
Lucky and Sons was busy. We were there.
Oh, that'd be busy too.
Yeah. Just pretty much most bars around the city, let's be honest.
Yeah, just walk around, find a sports bar or something, because it's going to be not packed, and then go there instead. You'll
the first night before PAX, we ended up at Asian Beer Cafe in Melbourne Central. That was good. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed back there.
The jugs of cocktails. I didn't throw up on the table like two of the guests, okay? I was fine.
Is that the level of drunkenness that you compare yourself to? Just didn't throw up, so someone's worse than me. Exactly.
That's
nice.
That's the
I like it.
It was fine. It was messy. That's pretty much the best way to put it. Just messy. Literally. I'm all for getting sloshed or whatever, but I like the gimmick of having games and shit to play while I'm there. That's why.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we all just end up at the casino anyway because it's always open.
Pretty much.
Yeah, true.
And it's big.
This is a case
and
of
it's massive, so yeah.
We don't need to go to the gamer bar because we have games at home.
That's also true.
Yeah. Just do house parties and hotel parties and shit. Airbnb it up.
I don't know. The way that they treated that bar, I don't know if I want people to treat my house like that.
And our house is so small, we could probably fit 3 people in there, but that's it. Standing room only. It's a shoebox.
Get some big poppers. You guys will be fine, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm still cleaning up glitter from the last popper that went off.
There was glitter in my teacup the other day.
Still finding glitter.
Still fun. I can see glitter from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, me too. And then we did a few other things. We went to Million Life Arcade, lost a bunch of money there. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a witch shop. I found a witchcraft shop. We were just walking, and I just was staring down an alley arcade area. And
we have talked about this witchcraft stuff so many times, and I've still said to Shelby to get a witch on the podcast, because we've got questions, right?
I'm already here. You think I'm a witch, so
well, this basically confirms it, because we were walking in a certain direction, and then Shelby was just looking down this alley, and she's just looking. I'm like, you can go down there if you want. I know what's down there. It's just cafes and shit. And then we went down that, and then then she was looking down a different alley, and I'm like, we'll just keep walking, we'll just see where we go, we've got time to kill. And then there's a fucking witch shop open at fucking buddy 5 p.m. on a Friday, just down this back alley. There's nothing else open really around
a hole in the wall witch shop.
Not
It
only
was
that,
very cool.
It's packed. It's full of people.
Packed with people, and it was actually really cool. They had like all sorts of things. You had your tarot cards.
Lots
they
of
had
spells,
like ready to go spells. I bought one. I haven't done it yet.
What spell is it?
It's a spell for. Hang on, let me grab it. I'm gonna grab it. You tell them more about the shop.
Well, it had lots of spells in it, which was concerning. Lots of rocks and stuff like that. Then they had a jar of buttons. They had buttons, and they like take one button, sew it onto your clothes for good luck going forward. They had all these different candles and spells for that. And there was like books on how to do witchcraft. There's lots of like lucky dip, like let your spirit guide you sort of things.
Spin the wheel and like this is what you should get. So that's what I did. I span a wheel. It gave me a number for a piece of paper that then you could either take the piece of paper and that's it, or you could buy the pre-done spell pack. So this one is for justice and balance, which is a funny. My star sign is Libra. That's meant to be all about balance. I find that interesting. But yeah, this is just a thing about using a needle or pin, carve your name into a candle with the number 11, and then light the incense and the candles. So they gave me a jar of incense, charcoal, 2 stones, and 2 candles. And I'm meant to imbue the crystals with the power of justice and balance, and then carry them with me.
A fire alarm when you.
I might.
You have to go arrest some criminals and then light the candles. That's your power of justice, right there.
For those who maybe haven't caught up with or kept up to date with like the podcast and stuff like that, the only reason why Shelby's in this house is because she put a spell on me. So
that's true. I saw it.
It's true though. It's not even a lie. It's
there's a whole thing about like getting rose quartz and putting it under the pillow or next to the bed of the person that you love, and then your relationship gets stronger.
All right, stop. Hold there for a sec. Hold there.
Okay.
Right. All right, snapshot back to me. Shelby just came, spent the weekend. She headed back home. I was cleaning up the house, getting ready for work, and I found this fucking stone next to the bed. I'm like, what the fuck's this? Wait, Shelby left a goddamn crystal here. Why did she leave a crystal here? I'm like, let's fucking put it in the bedside table. Like, she can take it back next time she's here. Fine. Find out later. It's a fucking spell.
I moved in pretty quickly after that, actually. So it worked. And then the funny thing, because you went outside of the shop because it was packed and I was still in there shopping, and I was talking to one of the ladies there, and she goes, "Oh yeah, you'd probably be after rose quartz."
Wow, what?
Pulled that out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, you could get like a pendant or something like that. And I looked at some rose quartz jewelry, and then I got like a little pendant thing that you put a crystal in and you can hang it around your neck. I didn't. No, I 100% swear to God she said about that, and also she was.
You're like, been there, done that, honey.
Yeah. she was huffing a bunch of eucalyptus oil at the time, so who knows, what's going on there. But so she took me to go and get a rose quartz necklace, which I also brought home, and then did a bunch of stuff, and they gave me I got a lucky dip, and it was cool, and I want to go back there and spend hundreds of dollars.
I just want to point out that the highlight was still the seagull, though.
The highlight was the seagull. Yeah.
I love seagulls. But I also got my familiar is apparently a hummingbird, so there's that. Anyway,
find a witch for the podcast.
I'd say in terms of the spells as well, you could use the rock to put it under their pillow, and then if it doesn't work, you just hit them with the rock and they stay there anyway, so it works.
Yeah, I have some pretty big chunks
find
of
out a brick of rose quartz. Wait, what the?
Yeah,
fuck?
in terms of effectiveness of things in that store, I'd say the stones would probably work pretty well.
Well, yeah, all the general, there's a lot of things you could set on fire there.
At one point, I think Shelby was she was trying to hide quartz in my pocket or something. It's because super effectiveness or whatever. I'm just like,
is that a quartz in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
No, you're happy to see me because there's a quartz in your pocket.
Yeah. See, it's all connected. It's all connected.
It is. It's all connected. This
whole thing just started because I've had tarot cards now for 10 years. And people have always told me that I'm creepily accurate.
You have a bone shelf. Although that sounds wrong. It's
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
What am I missing out on?
Have we not talked about the bone shelf?
What's going on here?
Because I also was studying veterinary medicine at the time, so I really liked specimens and getting things. So I have a lot of skeletons. I also have a sheep skull on a shelf in our lounge room.
It's a new site. Throw a new site I'm creating called Bonely Fans.
The thing is, this even just this morning, I saw the cat was looking at your shelf of weirdness and just being like, "What the fuck is this?"
How does that work with the cat? Do they, knock shit off?
All the
Right?
time.
Can they get up on the shelf and just like?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just he thinks it's interesting, and also gets a reaction because Shelby yells at him. So,
Nice.
But he basically doesn't touch it too much.
Yeah.
He'll touch it if I act interested in it, because then he's like, "Oh, you're interested, then I'm going to be interested." But yeah, there's a sheep skull, there's a rat skeleton in a jar. There's also wombat teeth. There's like wombat teeth are really weird. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Lots of feathers and shells as well.
I was just surprised there would it was probably a room that was maybe 4 square meters in total. There was probably 15 people in.
Yes.
It was nuts. like I said, it was in this weird ass fucking back alley bloody walkway thing, and it obviously once upon a time it had lots of retail shops, but now they're all just for lease signs and one witch shop, and that's it. It's like, okay,
The witch.
but yeah, it was a bizarre experience, but I'm open to it.
It was called Spellbox, by the way, in Melbourne. So if you want to go to witch shop, go to Spellbox.
Yeah. So, but look, I'm open to investigating more witch stuff. The only other thing that pissed me off was there was a spell there. There was like a cat spell, which I've been informed it has the same effect as having a cat, which should bring you wealth and something else.
No, wealth and knowledge, like foresight into the
So I'm
future.
feeling ripped off by my cat right now because he doesn't bring me shit.
Maybe it's broken.
Yeah,
My cat's broken.
Yeah.
all our cat does is bring us grief by not letting Ilati sleep and also shitting on our floor. So
Yeah.
there's that.
That's basically, yeah, so he does bring me shit. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, he does bring you shit. Yeah.
I wonder if they have a website I can shop on.
They definitely have like socials and stuff like that. But anyway.
But I think actually, honestly, the whole thing was the experience in that shop was cool. It was like walking into like a medieval apothecary. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, it was definitely walking into a space where everyone believes in witchcraft. It is a real thing. It is here. It's happening. There's no one in that shop going, this is the novelty here is amazing. It wasn't. There were people looking for spells. Which is kind of weird when you voice it out. It's like, yo, like
Yes, it is very weird.
Particularly someone who's brought up in a very narrow-minded country town. If I went up there and said, "Yo, we've got witch shops," they'll be like, "Fuck."
My parents got really weirded out by the fact that I had tarot cards in the house. And I also had a key ring. It was just like a cute key ring that was a Ouija board planchette, which is the piece that you move around. And it was like holographic and pink, like it was just a keychain. And I was told that I was bringing Satan into our house, even though my parents don't believe in religion. I was not allowed to bring that into the house. So
what's funny is that there was an entire generation of people that would just put satanic signs up and be emo and listen to music and whatever. Where Shelby's like, no, I'm not any of that. I practically am practicing witchcraft. I'm not going through a phase. I'm a witch.
It's not a phase, Mom.
I mean, if we want, there's like a lot of spells and things that I could be doing if it's all about intention, but I don't do. So maybe if we want money,
it weirds me out. Like
I do.
And if anyone's, hang on, because this is an important point, right?
Okay.
Your tarot card readings are too good. Like anyone, it has had it may be a positive effect to some people. Like they go, wow, that could actually be a few. But a lot of people just have a weirded out effect where they're like, you shouldn't know that much information from your cards, and it's very spooky to the point where Shelby's acknowledged that she can't do cards for me because it could be bad for everyone involved. But it's like we've done it before, we've done it in RP where we've done tarot card readings for like characters in RP and stuff. Like that. And even in those cases, it was too close, and that's like improv comedy basically, and it's still too close. So it's when things are too real, like we accept stuff as being a level of novelty. Like did we go past the place, or was that the place that offered like crystal ball readings?
They offered some readings there, but wasn't the point of the store, no.
No, yeah, it's like they had it advertised and stuff like that, and I'm just like, that's the sort of stuff where it gets kind of weird. Like it's just anyway. It's
honestly, I don't necessarily believe it, but I just think it's neat.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm putting it in the same category, and I know they're different categories, but I'm putting them in the same category. It's the same reason why we're not allowed to have a Ouija board here, right? Because Ouija boards would be cool, but if it starts fucking talking, we're gonna have a problem. All right, it's like It's cool when it's just, oh, ha ha ha, look at us moving this thing around. But then when it says, get out, and I'm like, that's it, we have a problem now. What are we going to do?
You know what? If you find me at like on the first day of the month blowing cinnamon on our doorstep, then you're
What does
gonna
that
be
mean?
happy.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That is-
the curse.
I'm just doing a cinnamon challenge. Hang on.
That one is for bringing wealth into the house. You do it at the first day
Oh,
of the month.
fuck. Be right back getting cinnamon.
It's already the 10th. You can't do it.
Shit. Wait, I can
Fuck,
do
I
it
need
every...
more than cinnamon to fucking help me with the curses I have, bro.
What herb do I do on the 10th day of the month?
Zator. Use
Zato.
Zator.
Zato brings
Zato.
wealth.
So,
Use Zator, bro.
I don't know. Well, I've got this jar of herbs that they gave me. What's in it?
Yeah, it's oregano, I'm telling you.
There is definitely oregano in there. It smells
I
like
told
it,
you,
but
it's Zator,
it's like
see?
a lot of it is just like incense and rose petals as well, and like other stuff. But yeah, it's
Zato's
just,
a curse, is what I'm hearing.
look, I just think it's neat. And if you ever do want to spell, they do spell kits. They have little kits and stuff you can just buy and do.
Okay, all right. We've already talked about the ghost stuff has come up many times. We've all agreed that at least me and Shelby and Frog, we're going to go to a hunt ghosts one night.
Yes.
You can do that. We found out that's a thing. I also looked into, we found out there's a vampire hunting course. I'm not sure how that works, but
What?
that's it.
I'm gonna go get my crossbow.
It's in the CBD as well. They take you to vampire hangouts in the city.
Ah, yeah, that place. Yeah.
what
I'm
the
keen.
fuck?
I don't know. It's not like a party thing. It's like anyway, it doesn't matter. So what I'm suggesting is that if you want, we can maybe do some witchcraft on an episode. If you want to do an episode where you, I don't know, try and make a...
If we're going to like a spooky location, I will bring supplies.
No, I'm not talking about what. No, we're talking ghost hunting's different. We're going to go ghost hunting anyway.
Well, I will bring supplies to that.
What are you going to bring to a ghost hunt?
Divining rods and tarot cards, and
You got to try to read the. I don't like that at all.
and protective wards. You know,
Well, anyway, we'll cover that once we get to the ghosting. I have
cross
touched.
that bridge when we
I
get
have
there.
touched base with them. We're just going to set a weekend and go do it. We're going to go and go do. There's a ghost hunting course at the prison. What's it called? Pentridge.
Pentridge, yeah.
Pentridge Jail. You can go. Actually, they have like levels of have a tour. You know, spend the night, hunt the ghost. It's like, so we're going to do hunt the ghost. So we'll see. We'll see if we get some phasmophobia shit going this place. But I'm talking, witchcraft stuff. Like if you want to do a spell on the podcast or something, I don't know.
I mean, we could always do the one that says if we've been cursed. We can figure out if we've been cursed.
What if we
Yeah.
have been cursed?
Then
Fuck.
then you counter it.
Bro, let me tell you.
I also know how to curse people. Like like.
Well, I'm dead.
technically.
Let me tell you what we have in our Lebanese culture when somebody puts the evil eye on you.
Yeah,
That-
go ahead.
You go to someone's house. In this case, it's my taita's brother-in-law that does it. So it's only specific people that can do it. You have to know the prayer.
The evil eye.
Yeah, bro. This is to get rid of the evil eye.
Evil eye's legit.
All right.
Anyway, so you go to his house. He'll sit you down, and he'll put his hand on your shoulder, and he'll just keep doing the sign of the cross with his hand, like with his thumb on your shoulder. And while you're sitting there, he starts yawning and he starts getting teary-eyed. And no joke, everyone in the room starts yawning and getting teary-eyed. And it keeps going for like fucking however long it needs to. Once he sat me for 45 minutes. And then when it finishes, like when you finish tearing up, that's when the curse is broken. So he sat for 45 minutes and he done it and he broke the curse because it's the worst curse I've ever seen, blah, blah, blah. But they do that. They say a special prayer and no one's allowed to touch you until you go to the bathroom. So let's say he finishes with me and he's like, yeah, the curse is gone. If somebody comes in and they touch me or they give me a kiss on the cheek or whatever, that's it. The curse is back. The only time they can touch you is if you go to the bathroom and you chuck a piss. Then you
gotta pee it out and cry it out.
you pee it out and then that's it. You're cured. The curse is off.
I have never ever heard this ever.
Yeah, this is a real thing, bro.
Never.
Legit.
Again, if I went to my country town and said, "Hey, if you get cursed," they would think I'm special. That's wild.
Yeah.
There's also like a type of witch that like is becoming really common called a kitchen witch, where you imbue your spells
we
in
don't
your
enforce spirit stereotypes here, shall we?
Well, you imbue like
witchcraft,
your...
bringing it back to
Get
where it
back
should
in the
be.
kitchen, you
Thanks,
witch. You basically you imbue your spells and things like that into cooking and give it to people.
What?
That's what a kitchen witch is.
Is that why you keep
We
trying
We
to
just
cook
call
for me?
we just call it poison. We just call it poisoning. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in the kitchen.
I try to cook for you because I worry about your diet. That's different.
Cheese is a diet.
Gee. Can that be on a shirt? Jesus.
All right. Look, the witch thing is it's okay. It's fine. I am learning so much today about witches and stuff, and I didn't think so. The point I'm making is we had no intention to go down any sort of alley, but somehow we ended up in a witch store, and she got a spell. And now we're talking about cooking spells for people. So maybe a curse or something else. I don't know. It's like some weird fate thing. Shelby,
The store was good vibes. Just go to the spell box. It was good.
not sponsored by the spell box, but if
Hashtag non-sponsored.
Yeah.
Anyway, apart from that was a pretty good Friday night. It wasn't bad. Very got a spell. We played games, went to a bar, and we went to the Goose game thing, and it was kind of cool. Everything was kind of cool. It was good. It felt like sort of pre-COVID times a little bit. If you don't read the news and don't look around and don't listen to all the people that currently have COVID and all the bad stuff that's going on, but yeah,
Just ignore all of that. Just all of that doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't matter. It's not like it's not like it's getting worse or anything. It's yeah, but it was good. It was a good thing, and yeah, I'm keen to do more sort of events and bits and pieces. The other thing we did this week is we went and saw the new Thor movie.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Which it's interesting how divisive people are on this movie. We're not going to spoil it or anything because it only just came out, but it's getting shit canned by reviews in particular. It's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think anything higher than that of it. I can see why it is the way it is, and obviously someone made the choice to make it that particular way from the start, and that's fine. It's very what I will say, it doesn't really feel like a super Marvel movie. It kind of feels like a bit of a...
It feels like a Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah,
that's
but
what it feels like.
It also feels like even he was like loosey goosey on this one. Like I don't think any of the jokes are scripted. I think they're all very improv.
Yeah,
and
it's like ad-lib the movie, and you're like, okay, yeah, smile at the start, you're like, cool, a little bit of humor, lighten the mood, blah blah, and then it's like, yeah. I started laughing or smiling less as the movie went through, and then I was
look, it's
at the end, I'm just like,
there's a lot,
what?
There's a lot there. What? Okay, so it's just like I said, no spoilers or anything like that. The movie would be better if it was about 20 to 30 minutes longer, so they could flesh out some of the good shit that's in the movie. But they seem to cut a lot of the really cool set pieces or action pieces or development. They cut that in favor for more jokes. And the jokes, some land, but some are very cringy.
Really don't. and
there is one scene in particular where it goes from, haha, silly joke to really serious in like 1 second. And I'm like, that was weird. It's like, and I actually saw an interview with Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi at the time, and they were actually talking about a lot of that ab lib and that energy that they actually took on the set, and there was many times where they did multiple takes and so on. So it's fine, but I like a polished movie if I'm going to see a very high budget movie, and it just felt very unpolished in some scenes because it was so improv. But
if we find that it is ad-libbed, then it's okay. It's forgivable, but really they should have had more control over the script.
Yeah.
If some of that shit was scripted, holy crap, I'm mad. Yeah. Like if they got two writers, because there's only two writers apparently.
Yeah.
Taika was one of them. So he's a writer, producer, director, star, which again, not great. But if he was scripting those jokes, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Some of those jokes, like you could tell, it felt like a bloody South Park where they sit in a room and they go, they obviously crack themselves up, so they think it's a great joke and they chuck it in, and then 2/3 of them land, and the other one's like, what the fuck? It's
like they wrote the jokes first and then went, okay, let's build a movie around these jokes. That's the only way that this works. And you're like, hang on, no, just no.
Yeah, the reason, like I said, I'm fine with it. Like the actual. The beats of the movie and the story that they try to tell, and some of the shots are quite impressive. I just feel like just let down by all the good shit's very short for lots of funny blocks of jokes, and sometimes it's just dumb jokes as well. It's just really annoying. But to the level of stuff that they've just kind of made up on the go is pretty nuts. So Christian Bale and the director and Chris Hemsworth and all them. All their children are in the movie as well, and also their children designed the monsters are in the movie. So all the shadow monsters, which are like the the grunts that the enemy uses in the movie, they're all they're all drawn by the children, sent to Marvel to animate them, and then brought out to them, and that's it. So it's all just made up, like just very freeform and hippie kind of.
I kind of love that though, because the monsters were mostly impacting the kids in the movie, so it was like things they were scared of.
So that's okay. So if like without,
what you're saying is they employed child labor to make this movie.
I saw the interview and he's like, "Yeah, it's cheap labor." So
yeah.
It's the thing from my just personal preference is I like Thor when he's kicking ass, and I like a lot of those characters that they've already established, and I like all that sort of stuff. I did not expect it to be so child heavy, as like the whole movie is very child heavy. It's kind of wild. Definitely a different element to like Multiverse of Madness, which is another mess that we can construct.
I was gonna say, like, if out of all the things, like Phase 4 has been really shit, like just straight up. But like Multiverse of Madness made me angry of how bad it was. This was just like, yeah, all right, fine. It was bad, but it was like.
It's child friendly. It's to entertain younger eyes. Is the only way that I would write it off. Is say.
But this is about space wizards made for children. Yeah, all right. If I want to switch my brain off for 2 and whatever hours, then
it works.
Fine. But when you look at $250 million being spent on this movie, holy shit, no.
Yeah. And like there's scenes that look really good, and I kind of like the costumes a lot as well. It's very colorful and that sort of style type. The other thing that I really liked, and it's just more of my stupid humor, is I like the goats.
I fucking hated them. So there you go.
Apparently,
so
we're absolutely inspired by the fucking what's that Trouble? The song,
Taylor Swift
the Taylor Swift. Yeah,
video.
He heard that and saw that video, and it put the goats in the movie.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, what?
I do like that the goats had like a purpose. They were like assisting in a fight. So
they're real. Cool. Like the goats are based off, Marvel lore and in the comics and whatever else. It's just the fact that they have the stupid scream.
They had to scream. They just had to.
But you know what? It broke up some really kind of mess scenes by just chucking a scream in there. So I was okay with it. But it was. Yeah, it's interesting. But the thing that gets me is that the Marvel fandom is starting to wear tired on getting fed shit. Like people that I know who I like see on Twitter and whatever, who are absolute Marvel fans, post every time there's a new episode out or a trailer out, everything. They like saw the Thor movie and then they're like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like I haven't seen the plan yet, and like all of these are little small. All the ones in Phase 4 pretty much have been this little small contained universe.
Yeah, so
where the original phases were like so. We built up characters, then we introduce villain, then we execute villain plan, and have the end game. And it's like there's a closed loop there, kind of.
I think they've definitely gotten to the point where they know that they need more time to bring out content before they show their cards, and it's a very long and drawn out thing. But apparently they've been saying that in the next 6 months, the game plan will be revealed, sort of thing. But apparently the hints are there if you look for them and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like, I've been watching Miss Marvel, and it really doesn't hit for me. It's just kind of...
No.
It was like showed so much promise, but it's gotten worse as the show goes on. And I'm just like, this is really shit.
Yep.
It's like... And it really annoys me. So it's like, I just wanted to... like, the Thor thing, as much as I like to look into the greater picture of why it is the way it is and all that sort of stuff. The movie will make plenty of money, and there's no way they're going to lose money on it. And they'll continue making Thor movies and whatever. So it's not like there's no risk in them doing that sort of shit. But yeah, I would like to see a bigger plan or a bigger something or a bit more, I don't know, control over the whole thing. But we're not at this point. By looks.
Yeah.
But
I just want it to have a consistent tone and written properly. But we can't have that. We're not allowed to have that.
No, and I think it's a lot of this is also, I think, a symptom of like the COVID era of like making media, is that they've gotten, I don't know, sloppy, because it's like there's not a lot of stuff that I've watched.
It is lazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Like the whole thing, it's just made in green screens. You don't go to set. You have sets, and then you have a bunch of stuff that's just. Well, apparently, some of it was filmed in Queensland, which is pretty cool.
Majority of it was filmed in Queensland.
Yeah, which I thought was
even
cool.
on the sound stages and stuff in Queensland.
Because it's cheaper to do it over here. Which again,
because the government
That's cool.
subsidizes so much fucking money into it because it's a good for tourism.
And we don't have as many COVID issues and all that shit. But still, I always feel that. I don't know. Some of the performances are still good. They've got all these like A-class actors in here, and it's like, oh man, just.
But also, like, there wasn't a lot of acting. there was like set pieces, deliver your dialogue, cool CGI, move on to the next thing. That's sort of what annoyed me because, like, I know Christian Bale can act the shit out of anything if you give the man a chance, and he gets such an interesting character and just seems to be cut
about 5 seconds of screen time. Yeah,
no emotion. He's like, all right, tell him what you got to do. All right, that's what you need to do for now. All right, you got to do it. Cool, done. All right, wrap. That's a wrap. It's like okay. I would have liked to know more because apparently, in the comics at least, that character lasts the entire comic run. So the Mighty Thor, the whole Jane Foster Thor line is all about gore, and then literally just. He rocks up. I like the scenes that he's in. I like every scene that he's in, but yeah, I just wish there was more.
That's what I mean. Like he does really well, and it's like if the movie actually utilized his character and the feelings portrayed by his character actually well, it would have made a kind of compelling story.
Yeah, it's also interesting that Christian Bale was one of the people that got asked a long time ago if he wants to be in the MCU. He's like, "Fuck no, why would I want to do that?" And now he's in there, and then someone else asked him, "He's like, oh, well, now that you're doing superhero movies, why don't you do Batman again?" And his response was, "He's like, if Nolan calls me, I'll do whatever he wants." That's what he said. So, but yeah, it is
the thing though. Like these actors and stuff have been like Chris Hemsworth and stuff have been playing this role for so long. These guys are slowly but surely getting older. Like doing these action flicks is
right now. He's filming the next Mad Max, and he's the villain in it. And he has long red hair and a giant mustache and beard. So there's been set photos and stuff leaked, which will be interesting. I think that's probably a good change of pace for him because, he's very typecasted at the moment. And I know that, like, because we're watching Westworld, which has the less famous Hemsworth in it. The other brother, that's not Luke or Chris. I forget his name. Yeah, but he's also he's in Thor as well. Yeah, Liam.
Yeah.
And, he does really well. Everything that he's in, like he does it fantastically, but he just doesn't have that star power that everyone knows who Chris is because he does Thor and he's very recognizable, whatever. Like he's in the movie, he plays Thor, the actor who plays Thor in the movie. Yeah. So but yeah, because I remember we're watching Westworld, I'm like, look at this person. Shelby's like, oh, it kind of looks I kind of recognize him. He's a Hemsworth, just not the cool one.
Yeah, Luke Hemsworth was the actor Thor.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah.
So he does really good shit. But yeah, that's fine. I don't even know what the next Marvel thing is.
I have no idea.
I think it's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know. I agree with the people that says the CGI looks funny.
Oh yeah, I saw that being like, hang on,
they should have just painted her green. Just paint her green.
Yep.
Use camera tricks to make her look taller, bigger. I think that would be good. But anyway, still excited, still keen, I guess.
Are you actually?
Well, I liked Miss Marvel's first few episodes.
Or worse than Marvel?
Worse.
You reckon it's gonna be worse than Marvel?
Yeah, I really liked Miss Marvel's first few episodes, and they had like a really good style. Like the stylistic choices were great, and I like that they're bringing other cultures to MCU and stuff like that. And
okay, so someone has watched that show, right? Can you tell me who the big bad is and what's the point of the show? It's a lot of silence.
I was going to say the big.
Can you tell me what happens in the show?
I was going to say the big bad would be the Jinn, but they just died.
So so if you went and saw, like, if you watched, was it bloody Winter Soldier and Falcon? It's like there's that terrorist group, and they're trying to stop them from doing this thing, and there's all this plot, and that's the story, and then you watch it happen, right? There's nothing that's happened in Miss Marvel. They flew to Sri Lanka about a train. Pakistan.
No, it's because of those Jinn. They were supposed to be the big bad because of like the mirror world or whatever.
But no one cares.
But they died. They died.
And they did nothing.
They did.
Yeah. So
And now,
also,
like, I guess now it's that government agency, like the government
but it can't be
damage control, but it can't be.
It can't be because it finishes next
It's
week.
always the government. It's
It finishes
always
next
the
week. We're up
government.
to the last episode.
Yeah, so I like the first two
Can't
episodes.
introduce a new villain in the last episode of the show. I can't. What is the point of the show? It's
They set up season 2.
It's literally.
All right, that's how they do it. That's how they do it. They set up season
right.
2.
You're 100% right. It's when you normally have a movie that has a hook, three acts and a finale, right? We're just watching Act 1, and then the Marvels will be Act 2, and then Infinity War 7 will be Act 3. It's like we have to watch all these different shows to get one show. I'm fucked. I'm done.
Guys, it gets really good if you watch everything up to the year 2050.
Yeah. You only understand it if you watch
good.
all 7 seasons of The Shield. Or what is
That's
it?
what really bugged me about. That's one of the things that I don't want to get into it. It's Doctor Strange. It's just like, no, it's not a Doctor fucking Strange movie, and it pisses me off.
I don't want to unpack Doctor Strange, but it's that was a movie that was written, ripped apart, changed directors, ripped apart, made again, and then I think it was put together by a focus group. So it's sad but true.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just whatever. But speaking of movies, I feel like we need to have an update on Minions. Because that shit's getting wild out there.
A real gentleman's movie.
First of all, we place a lot of blame on stupid Americans on the last podcast. Meme started in Australia.
Really?
It was apparently
Brilliant.
A heap of school kids in Sydney who started the...
Oh, yeah, go Sydney.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Oh, boy, man. So apparently they just had like prom or whatever it is, the Deb, whatever the fuck you call it. Formal. What do the kids call it these days? And so then they all had their suits and stuff ready. So then they're just like the next day, they're just like, let's go to Minions and all dress in suits and shit. It'd be funny. And then made a TikTok, and he said he made 6 million views in one night on that TikTok.
Yeah, he went to sleep and
Jesus.
said he woke up. What the fuck?
His phone exploded from all the notifications.
Exploded. And now they're having security briefings before Minions screenings because anyone who turns up in a suit is turned away because they've been rioting in cinemas.
Fucking
Well, there
hell.
was one that was like a rave.
Yes, there was one. It was
The
a full
full-on.
rave. It's getting nuts. And then there's like this whole meme of sneaking bananas in there as well. And there's one where like they turn off the movie halfway through, and one of the people come out and they're just like screaming at them. They're like, "You guys are fucking ruining this for everyone. You know, we're all going like we're gonna go broke because no one's coming to see this movie because you're all ruining it for the kids," and just absolutely losing it. And it's all stems back to one fucking TikTok where they just I don't know. It's fucking wild out there.
Yep.
It has been rating its ass off. It's like the most profitable fucking Minions movie, whatever, that's come out. It's insane. So, and the great one is, I put the article in there, but there was a great one in there where the Sony's very pissed off because that's what they wanted to happen to Morbius. So they're and then they got double done because the Morbius screening that like Reddit or 4chan or whatever organized this Morbius screening where they were just going to stream Morbius to Twitch, and Twitch didn't shut it down very fast, so it's just straight up piracy.
It's made so much money though. Like all of these memes, like the power of this viral TikTok, right? Like no one would have seen this movie if these guys didn't like do this, right? Like it's made $160 million. That's more than so many other movies released in the last month. Like
it's cracked
ridiculous. 200. Oh really?
Yeah, it's and not only that, like
disgusting.
The more you unpack it. All right, so we always just talk about whether or not this is the internet being the internet or this is some marketing company that's just struck gold, right? Like it's hard to tell if it's like we talked about it ages ago when Fast and Furious did the family memes. We're like, is this great marketing or is this the internet being the internet?
Yep.
So I've done some research because this thing's just fascinating. And the music that they use and the sound that the TikTok videos use and the thing that goes viral and all that stuff, that's all manufactured. They went out and got all the popular people, the people that were doing like viral stuff, and they got them together and they made this song and they pushed it and everything else. So it's manufactured to a degree, but the internet memeified it, and that's where they're making all the crazy amount of money. But like, it's nuts to think that they're at a point where they don't want that much attention and they're telling people to fuck off with their suits, don't come into my cinema. and throw popcorn. Like it's crazy. Like,
It must be at the different levels though. Like, at the high end business end, it's like no, keep sending them through. But it just sucks for the person or the people that work. The whatever minimum wage cinnamon worker. Yeah, cinnamon worker jobs.
They get wealth cinnamon when you put it on your doorstep.
Yeah, good old. There's money in cinnamon, guys. I told you. Yeah. But it just sucks for them that they have to deal with either people complaining or people potentially throwing shit all over the movie theaters.
It's pretty much at the point now where they need to do 18+ screenings of fucking Minions and then have like
an 18+ Minions screening
under 10s as well to keep the school kids. They have to segregate
kids only showings. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, it's insanity. The real kicker here is that Minions like totally. So that when they like do their projections and stuff like that, they didn't project very high for Minions, and they thought that like Jurassic Park and stuff were going to go well. They've all just done nothing. Those huge budget movies have flopped harder than they were going to flop because Jurassic Park's horrible. Because Minions and the memes is just cooler. It's like, oh, who's gonna what are you seeing this weekend? Jurassic Park, boo! You see Minions, be a man.
Be a man.
It's so fucking bizarre. But yeah, it's the meme is still going. But this shit that was even coming out yesterday where they have like a no suit, no banana policy to seeing Minions in some cinema chains now.
No suit, no banana, no service.
it's pretty much we're in a fucking weird world now, I tell you what. But yeah.
Hey, what? See, memes do have an effect, guys. That the internet does make changes.
Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, it's like I don't know. I've sat in rooms like boardrooms with very highly paid executives who get paid 3 times my salary per person, and being like, "Yo, the internet is an untapped market. You guys really should be marketing on the internet." And this was like 5-6 years ago, and they'd be like, "No, it's not. We need to hand out more letter blocks, buddy, catalogs and stuff." I'm like, okay, whatever. And now you'll be like flicking through TikTok and there'll be like Bob's Mazda dealership and there'll be the shaky camera. It's like, all right, go. And he's like, welcome to Bob's. Ha ha. It's like, that's good. I got it. And you see the camera like drop down. It's like, there's no editing, no music, nothing. It's like, good job, guys. You did that meme.
You did a meme. Good job. You're learning.
I could
Good
see
job,
bloody Bob's Mazda. They're sitting in the office like, I did a meme. It's oh man, they killed
Did one of those memes.
And it's like I remember. So we sat. This is a little bit behind the curtains from my workplace, but fuck them because they got it wrong. There's like a year ago, we said to them like, oh, they're like, well, we're going to do social media now. We're going to put money in it. Like, sweet. I said, you probably need Facebook, Instagram. Don't worry about Twitter really for commercial stuff and TikTok. And I said, we'll do Facebook and Instagram, not TikTok. We don't need that. I'm like, all right. But TikTok's kind of blowing up. And they're like, no, we don't need it. I'm like, okay. Fast forward 12 months. They're like, yo, anyone know how to use TikTok? We need TikTok champions in each store. They're like, fuck no.
No.
God.
Get you, dancing in your store, doing a TikToker dance.
Yeah, we want to see the world's best TikToks. Put it on Zoom this week.
Put it on Zoom.
They made us, at one point they were trying to push, I think it's Yammer, which is like Microsoft's Facebook or whatever.
Yep.
And it's just like, put everything on Yammer. I'm like, I don't fucking know what Yammer is. I'm not doing it.
Don't use
Isn't
Yammer.
that
No.
dead New World server? Like, that's what I
That was
remember.
Yammer. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yama.
Those
Yeah,
are
man.
the good days. But yeah, it was fucked. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, speaking, it's probably a good segue in New World into MMOs. There's been some shit going down in Final Fantasy land, which just tickles me so much.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Good old world of
Oh, yeah.
Witchcraft.
There's 2 things that have been going on, but they're kind of related in some ways. We'll start with the obvious, is that there is an event happening in Final Fantasy 14, so you got to get your name out there. So what do? You buy a billboard, and you put on that billboard your Discord link and your address in Final Fantasy 14 to come to the, what's it called? The Rain Nightclub Summer Bash.
Woo!
Which is
yeah.
real thing. They definitely did this, and people lost their mind for so many different reasons. But the interesting thing was that like people started like trying to report them and saying, "Yo, they're going to get sued for this because they're not allowed to use, you know, images from Final Fantasy 14 to advertise this nightclub." And then other people were like, "Yeah, most of these nightclubs are strip clubs and brothels and stuff anyway for ERP." It's like, well, that escalated quickly.
Yep.
So fun fact for everyone who's losing their goddamn minds for it. The billboard itself costed them $160 to put up because they only put it up there for one day. One single day.
160. Wait, that's like really cheap for a billboard though.
One day.
Does it take effort to like get up there and put it up there and then change it, or is it digital?
Like they did. I don't know if it's digital or what, but
no, it looks like a plaster, canvasy type print. It probably would have cost more money to put up the little to print the thing.
But to hire the space instead of like buying a month for a few grand or whatever, they brought it for one single day. Had 48 hours to put it up, put it down. That's it.
That's wild.
So that's a lot of work. Like, how many people you reckon would have rocked up to this summer bash and been like, "Yo, I saw your billboard."
Yeah, you do a survey at the end. Like, how did you discover our event?
To put it into context for those, because a lot of us play GTRP. It's like Waller Records is putting up a billboard advertising, fucking car meet this Friday. It's like, what does that mean to anyone?
I mean, if they pay us, we'll do it.
No, you pay them.
Nah. You pay them, bro.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
It's we put billboards in the game. That makes sense. But it's quite bizarre. And then there's people that have been breaking down the legality of it all. The twist that comes with the legality is that the images that they're using are in actual upcoming content. It's not in free to come out content already. Like, it's not freely available. So they've either data mined or found leaks of content from the game and then use it in this artwork to promote something that's coming, which apparently that then becomes a whole different area of legality. So it's just so bizarre. Like, it's so much effort for one day, one area of billboard. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of
the funny thing is, right?
Yeah, go on.
Is like try to explain this to someone from like 20, 30 years ago or something. Like, just in my brain, it doesn't compute.
Doesn't compute at all. And
no.
The real kicker, the absolute kicker here is Final Fantasy 14 players don't go outside. What the fuck? They're not going to see that board. They're inside on their computer.
They have to touch grass.
Maybe it's the same as the Minions movie. They went the Minions movie strategy. They got the billboard made, and then hopefully someone somewhere would have taken a picture of it so that it would blow up on the internet.
It has definitely
so that
blown
people
up
would
on
go.
the internet. It has.
So it worked. Viral marketing campaign right there.
I guess.
Your work should hire them.
When is the party? Does it say what date it is already? Can we go?
Yeah, it's already passed. Saturday the 9th.
Right, we have to find out.
It's already gone.
How many people went to Rain Nightclub's Summer Bash?
Yeah, I want to find out.
It was in 8 p.m. CST, so maybe it's on like right now.
No way.
Yeah. CST, it's 11 p.m. CST on July 9th, so it's happening probably right now.
Oh my god.
My god, can someone
go? History making time. Let's go.
You have to go to Crystal something Ward 23 plot.
Crystal Balmung Mistal Ward servers. 23 plot 5 in the housing areas.
That's wild. That's fucking. Oh man. Yeah. So then, obviously, this I've learned a lot about lore and stuff like that, with using other people's assets and stuff like that. And obviously, there's an element of that relates to GTA RP, because RP is, and like 5M got into trouble big time back in the day for what they do, which is basically they take all of GTA 5's files and runs it in their own program. So, and they originally Rockstar saw it as like a hack/cheat sort of system. So then they barred it all, and then they came to an agreement eventually when it doesn't touch anything on any of their online services, and so you can't use it to glitch and shit like that. So it's all fine. But it's always a question of how much legality, like how much do we own, operate versus, how much does Rockstar versus, and like some of these servers are paid to play. So earning money from someone else's IP and stuff like that, kind of questionable. Anyway, apparently Square, who obviously are in charge of Final Fantasy, they're totally cool with most of things. Like they're fine with additive, transformative, fair use, all that shit. What they're not okay with is porn. They that is straight up no. You can't use any of that. And that's where people are like, this nightclub is not safe for work. So then that's where it starts, getting a real issue. Which brings us to the other thing that seems to be going on at the moment, which is now that you can sort of travel between more realms or servers or whatever you want to call it, for Final Fantasy XIV, everybody and their dog has been heading to the ERP center of the universe to check out what is like the red light district of Final Fantasy XIV.
They have a whole server that's just
Holy
ERP.
shit.
It's literally the red light district of Final Fantasy XIV.
But the residents of this world don't want people to visit them, so they've formed a blockade to block people.
Well, apparently the queues were getting ridiculous to get into this because there were so many people coming to visit and check out they have fair income brothels in the game. Go ERP and pay for it. So then there was the Weeboo police showed up, basically blocking the entrance to the server. Lots of cat girls, and then eventually big muscle men, archers. I think I put the screenshot I put in topics of the muscle men and the cat girls. You see down the very bottom, there's a little speech bubble saying, "What time does ERP LAN open?" So, it's bizarre, and it's definitely an element of Final Fantasy XIV that a lot of people don't see. I have looked at a little bit. I know that Jelly showed me some weird shit sometimes, just like traveling around. It's not advertised in any way, obviously, apart from the billboard. But it's there's like this whole subculture of people that aren't even playing the game. They just have a house and they run a club or a business or a strip club and brothel. It's weird shit, really. But the thing is now that it's sort of like if they said, okay, travel is free to go to Amsterdam now. You know, everyone goes to Amsterdam, you know, for the scenery, of course, and nothing else. There's all these people that are like now going to see what used to be the unheard of ERP community, but now it's heard of and it's making mainstream media, and people are learning what ERP is. So
the more you know.
I mean, if you want to know what ERP is, just put on a VR headset and go to VR chat. You'll find
Just
out.
VR chat it up. You'll find it out real quick. Yep.
That's all you need.
So,
look, all I'm saying is if Square Enix didn't want people to ERP, they should have made their characters so goddamn sexy.
Those cat girls. Wow.
Yeah.
They're
those dragon boys, yeah.
It's fish men. There was a thing that I saw the other day that came up, and it was someone was explaining VR chat to someone, and they're like, it's either going to be the best experience you've ever had, and you're going to meet the nicest people, or it's going to be the fucking worst, abysmal experience that you would never think you could ever experience on the internet. It's nothing in between. And I definitely, because I've played it very little compared to some people, and like I'm like, wow, there's no chance I'll be ever streaming this. Like ever. People just walk into the room.
Yeah, we used to. It was really interesting back in the day when it was like just starting out, just jumping into random chat rooms. Before that kind of scene, I think, was a little bit more mainstream, maybe. Just streaming VR chat, just talking to random people, but it was always a fucking roll of the dice. It was, you know, you could have really cool chats with just random people all over the internet, or just have to run away, change rooms immediately, just because stream content.
There was definitely people that would be like, bust the door down, come in, racism. It's like, okay.
Yep. Top of their lungs, like, oh my god. And it's really difficult too, because if you're in the VR space and trying to stream it as well, it's like, okay, how do I mute myself? How do I mute everything?
It's already so disorientating, and then somebody runs in and starts screaming the N-word, and you panic.
Yep.
Yep. Literally. And it's a shame because you're right. There's some great content to be had there, but oh my god.
I think it's good if you have a bunch of friends who are doing it with you and you go to worlds, like private worlds together and quiet worlds, then it's great. But yeah, there are a lot of, the good thing about VR chat there is there are a lot of worlds out there that are like mini games and like small VR games and stuff you can try. So do recommend it and do recommend streaming it. Just maybe don't go to like public bars and stuff that are very popular.
People are really creative. Like
Yeah.
even just the assets that they've got there. We did like space exploration stuff and like forest walks and all that
I've done
stuff.
like
Just all talking
horror
to each
rooms,
other.
like scary ones and puzzle
So it
rooms and
can
stuff.
be really good. It's like you like need a guide to VR chat.
Yeah.
You need someone who's experienced it to be like, all right, come to these worlds and explore this, and this
That
is
was
really
actually
fun.
me when I got everyone to buy Oculus Quest 2s and I was taking everyone to VR chat. I was the guide.
There was that
That was
time.
my
There was
job.
like what, like fucking 10 of us, and we all went to the amusement park together. And that was just,
Yeah.
That was just.
I was like,
That was like
everyone's got their VR headsets. Let's time to make
everyone's
you feel
got their
sick.
tour buddies. Everyone's here. Okay.
Hold hands, everybody.
That amusement park actually makes you feel weird when you're on it. It's great.
It was bizarre. It was just bizarre having so many people that like
Yeah.
we play other games with, and we're just in one space. It was cool, but yeah, there's no way in hell I'd ever stream it. It's just too risky. I'd maybe record it and cut it down, like do recorded content, but
Oh yeah.
I'm back into VR again, doing Beat Saber. That's killing me a little bit, but it's fun.
Hey, that's great. Like for just all that Beat Saber and synth riders and all that. It's great for music and fitness too. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to use it for. That and because I'm dieting at the moment. For those who don't know, trying to help with health and things like that. And I didn't realize that they actually had a fitness track built into Beat Saber. I think it was just
Oh really?
and it's in the additional songs category, so it's free and not in a
and they just
DLC or
punish
anything.
you. Yeah.
They just make you squat like 30 times in a minute, and they're like, now down to the left, down to the right. And I'm like, dying. I do it, but no, it's
Down
good.
on the ground. Don't get back up. Just lie there.
Give up. Just give up.
Just get.
Just give up.
It has made me go, oh yeah, I haven't done VR in a while. I miss VR. This is good. Got to do more of it.
It's definitely if you get out of VR for a long time and you get back in it, it takes a bit of getting used to.
Oh, the head spins I get is unbelievable.
Some people are just incompatible with VR. Some people
No,
just never be able to do
I'm
it.
good with it. It's just if I don't play for like mine's been sitting in the box for like a month.
Have you got
now.
a Quest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
Quest.
Yeah, Quest.
Yeah.
Quest is
I've-
by far the best for like anything. Like in
I've
terms
never
of
I've never had any problems with VR, like with dizziness or anything like that. But I have some friends who, as soon as they get in a VR headset, they want to throw up, no matter what.
I went to. They had a panel at PAX which had Alienware. They had Google, and they had someone else there, and they're all talking about all these different styles and stuff. And one of the things they mentioned, well, two things they mentioned mainly was like their huge amount of R&D is about motion sickness. Like they want to combat motion sickness, and they said that high resolution, believable like spaces helps with motion sickness. And that includes like having stable frame rates. So like if it stops to drop frames and stuff like that, it hurts your brain, and that's where you get those spins and that sort of sickness to it. And then there's when you're moving in the game but you're not moving in real life. That is
That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing. And
Yeah.
and games like Skyrim and Borderlands 2, which you can play in there, and like they have an option of move forward with a stick or move forward with teleport. If I use the stick, 10 minutes max before I get motion sickness. And
It's like when I played Blade and
huge.
Sorcery, bro. I cannot finish a dungeon, but you put me in like if I jump in, I think it was it wasn't VR chat, it was another one, but we're playing Dodgem cars, me and my friend, and I'm sitting in the car and I'm feeling
Fine.
completely normal.
Yeah.
But as soon as you have to walk,
Yep.
you're fucked.
You're fucked. And
5
that's
minutes
why like the on rails games and the driving games and stuff do really well, is because you're used to that. Like you sit down, you're in a car, you're moving, your brain's fine, everything's cool. It's that. So I found that like PSVR is a great example because it's a great entry level. You only need a PS4 to play it. But the resolution and frame rate that you get from a base PS4 versus a Pro or a PS5 is garbage. So I got motion sickness, but then I got a better console and everything's smoothed out, and all of a sudden it's quite playable. No, it's fine. But yeah, still moving with a stick, I just get. I remember doing Skyrim, I was streaming it, so I pushed myself for like an hour and a half to stream it, and then I had to lay down for about 4 hours to stop the spins because it was so bad. Teleporting's better, but again, like I did Doom in VR and I teleported around, but it just gets fucking hectic. And again, your brain just sort of gets sick of you sort of twisting and turning, and yeah, it just kind of breaks it. But it was interesting. What was interesting, particularly from that panel, and they had the other person they had there was the people that do the like the VR space, the rooms. What's it called? The Zero Legacy. They had those guys there as well for this panel. And everyone was in agreement. Better computing, better graphics, better development, blah, blah, blah. Except for Google. Google's like, no, accessibility. Google Cardboard's the future. And everyone was just like, no, what? Are you crazy? And they're like, yeah, everyone should have VR Google Cardboards. If you don't know what Google Cardboard is, it's a piece of cardboard you fold up to make glasses and you stick your phone in it. It's like $4.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I'm like, Google was so backwards in some of this shit. I swear to God, like this, it was crazy. But anyway, the stuff that that was probably 4 years ago now, that panel, and like the stuff now, the Quest 2 is amazing. The stuff that the PSVR 2's, the specs that are coming out of that looks insane, and they're already working, or they're in the active development of a Quest 3, which I reckon will just destroy everything in the market, because their goal, Metaverse, Facebook, whatever the fuck you want to call them, their goal is to have it accessible to everybody, because then they can control a platform, which they probably will because they got the money to do it.
They did say though, I think, I don't know, I had to confirm, I think I saw a tweet or a post where someone was saying that the Facebook login won't be required in the next month or so.
That's right. So
Yeah, but it's
they're going to remove all that shit, because that was the main
login
thing
as
stopping
well.
me from buying it. I was like, fuck Facebook, you know.
yeah, like
I want to play a VR headset that doesn't require me to set up fucking stations with the Vive that I currently have.
the Quest is so good, like the accessibility.
Yeah.
Like even I said to Shelby, like, you should just play VR. She's like, no. I'm like, you literally just put it on your head and it works. Like that's easier than setting up a Wii Fit or a Fit Ring on the Switch or whatever. Like it's just stick it on your head and it works. The Quest 2 is insane. And
Anyway, so according to the VR Institute of Health as well, games like Beat Saber at like a high intensity burn at least 7 calories per minute. Fun facts.
Wait, there's a VR Institute for Health? That's nuts.
Health
That's
and
awesome.
fitness. Yeah, they do studies.
That's
it's really
awesome.
I play a lot of the boxing games on the VR.
yeah, boxing's
Yeah,
cool.
that's-
Oh, yeah.
cool. If you have a game that you're interested to see like how good it is for you, just search it on the VR Institute of Health and Fitness's website, and they usually have studies about.
Can you check
different
11
video
for me,
games.
the ping pong game?
Yeah.
Ping pong game.
Bro, me and my
Ping
cousin
pong shows
play.
at VR.
Bro, me and my cousin play. It's actually so much fun. He's at home, and then we jump on the headsets and we just versus each other in ping pong. It's hectic.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's definitely like I remember when I brought my PSVR, one of the first things I did is I took it home and I'm like said to my parents, I'm like, check this out, virtual reality, because they're like, you know, everything's called Nintendo. Like they don't.
Yep.
And I got them on Job Simulator, and I put.
My mum loved that too. That's such a good intro for parents.
I put my dad in it in the office setting, and it's they did the thing where they're like, "Yo, the boss is coming! Quick, look busy!" And like within an instant, he picks up the phone and pretends he's talking. I'm like, "You're too quick on that."
You've done this before.
It's super good. But the cool thing is, we did the car racing in VR, and like you sit. I think it was like Gran Turismo. You sit in the car and you can just look around the center console and shit and touch. Oh, it's so good.
That's cool too. Yeah. For those wondering, the table tennis game that Vince mentioned, 11, burns between 3.9 to 4.3 calories per minute.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
I just want to also point out.
What's the best one?
Well,
Beat Saber.
there's a thing, right?
It is Beat Saber, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool.
This is the thing, though. If you play Beat Saber every day, you are going to have muscles and you are going to be fit and more, like, you're going to be more lean and trained, right? If you are unfit, you play Beat Saber nonstop for like an hour for the first time, I bet you it melts a lot more fucking energy out of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely does.
That number seems low for, like, I feel like I'm hit by a truck if I play Beat Saber for an hour, just random.
There's the website. You can click there and you can see all the ratings for all the different games as well. They've done a lot of different studies. It's pretty cool.
vrhealth.institute/VR/ratings. Cool. It's very cool. VR's fun. Mindful of time, there is one more thing I just wanted to bring up. It's just a small thing. I don't know if you saw the posts that I put up there of the local trading post, but relevant to Vince and Tame here. But you know, you can sell your flood water. You gotta sell some flood water, guys.
You can what?
Yeah, someone's selling flood water, bro.
I'm gonna send the one from fucking Chipping Northern.
What?
How are you pulling through, bro? We got fucked here.
Yeah, how have you done with like the flooding and fucking the rain and the chaos?
Bro, I don't have a roof anymore. Put it that way.
You do have a roof. What?
It's fucking molded with water and shit, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh, bro, you better claim that Centrelink.
I already claimed it, bro. I already got paid $1,000.
$1,000 to fix your roof.
Yeah. No, that's how much the government pays you.
The disaster payment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the
It's
same
not
thing
enough,
when my roof collapsed in a storm a long time ago. They're
Bro,
like,
it's not
They go. So we rang the number, and they're like, we'll probably you'll probably get $80, just like so you can buy food and stuff while you're out of your house. And then we showed them the pictures of the roof actually collapsing. They're like, oh, okay, here's $1,000.
But like, bro, it costs way more than $1,000 to do the roof.
But that's like the most they can give you.
That's my granny flat. Now we got to talk about inside the house. Like, what's like? It's just.
Well, see, the trick is you should have bottled that water and you can sell it. This beats the sloth garlic bread from the other week. This is authentic flood water from Richmond, New South Wales. $15 jar of water.
I would pay somebody to drink it for science.
Ah, no.
Oh, yuck.
Hey, put a curse on Ilati to drink it.
It can't be worse than bathwater.
Well, someone did drink that.
Has anyone checked in on that guy? Is he okay?
No, don't.
He's feeling very.
Actually, who's that single guy from Adelaide?
Fuck off.
If he posted my fucking comment.
Oh wait, the single guy from Adelaide.
Yeah, I posted a thing in his fucking in his guest book. Let me see.
This is where we go back and double check on all the things we talked about last time. I think I just saw your comment. Hang on. No, that's lesbian as fuck. I thought it said Lebanese as fuck.
No, I didn't write
Same difference, was it?
Lebo as fuck. Fuck, what did I write?
Didn't you I'll promise, like, hope that he's lucky in love or some shit, or buddy, it was something meaningful. I don't even remember.
It was. You know what? I think it's an opera. Let me just fucking.
Yeah, he's op for sure.
How long ago was it?
Fuck, was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before.
It can't be, bro.
Right?
I'm in May now. Nah, if this cunt didn't do it, I'm pretty sure I wrote like "May Allah guide you" or some shit.
Yeah, he probably looked at you and saw this guy's. It's a fucking trap. I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, what a sad cunt.
Well, he's sad. That's why he has a whole website to trying to find a romantic partner.
That's true. I'm gonna do it again. My brother, may Allah guide a woman to you. Peace be.
And this is how we got on the list.
Done. This comment is not published until approved.
Maybe he's just too busy to approve comments, or has he been approving?
I mean, he's approving many other comments.
Oh, okay, so then he just doesn't like you.
He's a fucking.
Yeah, he don't like you.
He's racist, bro.
Yeah, probably.
He's a big racist.
It's definitely there's red flags all over the place. If you've gotten to the point where you make your own dating website for yourself and only yourself.
Sus
McGee. But yeah, with all that coverage, I think we're going to wrap things up today because we've been all over the shop. I think we forgot to talk about anything, did we? No, not really.
No, we got it. No,
we got it.
You know.
Fine.
No, we're amazing.
Yeah, we're good. We nailed this, guys. Good job.
I need one more brief thing that I just want to say. Right, we talked a lot about shit Marvel shows and stuff and how it's all kind of disappointing at the moment. Go watch The Boys. Great season. Really great season.
So good.
Wrapped up on Friday. It was pretty much everything that I wanted it to be and more. And it's going to open for some more stuff. Fuck, man. If you want to look at a show that's like written properly, perfect. The Boys. Watch it. Great. Don't.
That's so good.
People get fucking spooked off by the amount of gore and just fucking shock treatment, particularly from that first episode. But it's good. And look, you know what? It's so far away from that first episode. I feel like we could just spoil it now for those who haven't watched it. Because I know Vince doesn't watch TV, so he's never going to watch it. Right? Isn't that right?
And he watches wrestling.
And he watches wrestling. So Vince, you got to
blood and guts.
So Vince, listen. I'm just going to describe a scene to you, and you have to give me a scale of how fucked up this is. All right. All right. So it's all about superheroes.
Hold on, my phone's ringing. Can we do it in a minute?
You fucking hell.
Y'all talk. 1 sec. This is a very important phone call.
It's a very, very important phone call. It'd be like, what do you want for lunch? Heart attack box. Yeah.
I love a heart attack.
I would kill a man for a heart attack box right now.
Give him a heart attack?
I'm going to go eat my lettuce instead.
Lettuce would probably cost more than a heart attack box at the moment.
Yeah. I'll just tell myself it's bougie and rich people food.
Bougie.
Yeah, bougie. I love bougie lettuce.
Bougie lettuce. So all lettuce is bougie.
Haven't we gotten over the lettuce shortage yet? Isn't that?
I think so because I got those bags of lettuce very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it seems fine now.
I said during the week it's a bit sus how we went from it's a crisis to the lettuce is back.
All right, sus boy, continue.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you have to give me a scale of 1 to fucked on how fucked the scene is, right? So the whole point of the show is that it follows the boys who are guys who basically keep superheroes in check because superheroes think they're above the law and they go do lots of orgies and cocaine, right? So it opens up the start of the scene. They're tracking this guy who's basically throwing a party, lots of coke-fueled party, and his superpower is to become tiny, like a miniature. He's Ant-Man, right? Right? You follow me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So then he hooks up with this boy, and they go into the back room. They do some lines of coke, getting naked. you know, and then the other guy says to the Ant-Man guy, he's like, I want you inside me. So then the Ant-Man guy shrinks himself down to a little, and then on top of the table, the guy flops out his dick, and then Ant-Man goes into the dick, but then he had a little bit of too much coke on his nose, so he sneezed and went back to regular size and ripped the guy apart from the inside of his dick.
Oh, I've seen worse.
Oh my God, you've seen worse?
Yeah,
What are you
that's just
watching, bro?
that's just a fucking, what do you mean, bro? That's just a normal Saturday here in Sydney, in Bankstown. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I've fucking seen so much worse with my own eyes, bro. Nothing.
You're gonna have to break that down on a future episode of the podcast. All the shit that Vince has seen.
bro.
Do we need to like get like the voice modulator out? We'll pretend you're John Smith, and
I'm gonna need more than that, bro.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
have
snitching?
fucking Asia on my door mid podcast.
we'll get to like a blackout silhouette with the voice changer.
Bro, just fly me out to the Netherlands
And
and
we'll be like-
me, and I'm set.
It'll be like, this is John Smith. He has a story to tell. Voila, this is what happened.
Yeah, no, that's nothing, bro.
It's fucked,
Some crazy
man.
shit.
It's fucked. The thing
not
with the
even
show
fucked,
is it doesn't turn away either. And the funny thing was they had to make a very large dick because it's not a CGI; it's an actual physical prop.
It's a practical set. Which is the wildest part, I think.
Anyway, it's a great show.
It just makes everything more believable with the practical sets and all the practical effects and everything like that.
If you look up the shit that they do to make that show, it is very like guerrilla filmmaking. In like they know how to cut corners and meet deadlines and make it look legit. They have a gun, like a shotgun that shoots blood, so that whenever they need a quick blood splatter, they just have a guy sit off frame and just fire the shotgun of blood at him.
That's awesome.
It's just like there's just fucking modern problems need modern solutions.
Amazing.
So-
Yeah, they've done some amazing stuff, including with the whale scene that was in a previous season. That was a practical set as well, being inside the giant whale and like it was bleeding and like it was still breathing, and the practical effect of it breathing was like people pumping it, which is wild too.
It's insane. The whole show is fantastic. So it's for
I think I need myself a blood shotgun. I'm gonna see if I can get one on Amazon.
I'm surprised that
that'd be
it's not a
awesome.
more common thing, to be honest, because it makes a lot of
It
sense.
will be now.
But yeah, let's wrap things up there. Before we disappear, we'll just give ourselves a few plugs. Let's start with Shelby, who did a stream randomly this week, so 2 this year. Big stream.
Amazing. You can find me then at twitch.tv/ShellBunny, shellbunny.com for everything. And I guess if you want me to put a spell and you let me know and I'll just do
Oh
it.
my god!
Right?
Do not ask for that.
I won't tell you what it is though, just to figure it out.
The spell is to subscribe to this podcast.
I mean, we can do that.
Hey.
Can we do that? All right. Next episode, we're putting a spell on you.
Mhm.
Vince, have you got music coming? Album coming? Something coming? You doing anything?
I do. I got some real shit coming.
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
not Moe, don't worry shit. It's coming out this Friday under Vinny. It's called
Ooh.
Blues Clues. So keep an eye out. Friday, 15th
I
of
love
July,
Blue Clues.
midnight. Yeah, it's not bad, eh? Wait till you hear this song, bro. It's fucking banger.
Sick. And Tame, you
Banger.
find everyone, you just type Tame into Google and you just find him.
You can just find me, but I've actually recorded features for some real music too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, a guy in
without
Melbourne
me?
and a couple guys in Sydney.
fucking hell, that's hectic. You want
Fuck
to jump
yeah.
on some of my real shit as well?
Yeah, yeah, I've been recording an album as well
Fucking oath.
called
Now
Dark
it's-
Tourist.
Dark
Yeah.
Tourist.
Yeah, I got
I
some
need
shit
a-
in the works.
I need a good album name, bro. I'm working on some real shit as well. I just don't have any names for anything.
You guys you don't stop, do you? Like, just a non-stop.
Vince doesn't stop.
It's,
bro, the
And
problem
Blake
is,
don't even sleep.
yeah, it's like Tame seen me do it, bro. I just jump in and I just freestyle everything, bro. But when you get momentum going and you have a flow and shit that you're working on, like it's a heat of the moment type of thing. You can't stop, bro. Like once you do one track, you're G'd up and you want to do like 5 or 6 more and get them all out because it makes everything
yeah.
easier for you in the long run. Like fuck
Yep.
doing one track a week. Like if I can do 6 in a day, bro,
And
it's
you
gonna
do.
save me so much time.
you
I'll do more than
6 in a
6,
day,
bro.
but then you
I've
do
done
that
it-
every day.
I've done 11 in a day once. That's my record. I'm probably sitting on about 150 tracks in the vault. But granted, a lot of them are unfinished, but some of them are like I can go drop 3 completed albums right now without
Just-
any problems.
Just make sure whatever you do, right, keep them in the vault so that when eventually you're like in a car accident or something like that, we can release your songs afterwards and they'll get like even more popular and we can make money off it.
Oh,
You know,
be a car accident. At least say like when I get shot or some shit, bro.
Oh, sorry. When you're being full gangster and shit, some op
Yeah.
comes with a gun. I don't know. Fucking.
Fucking ops, eh?
Shoot you out in front of your house.
Fuck, hey, that's my worst nightmare, bro.
And Kochie, where do we find your stuff that you do?
Me now, I don't make any music, unfortunately.
I mean, you could jump
you
in on
wouldn't
one of
wanna
these
hear me.
albums, I reckon.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to hear me sing, I don't think.
Do you cast
but
spells? Like, what do you do?
do some vocalizing in the background and make sure it's all off key on purpose.
Oh hell yeah! You can
Play
jump
the
on my music.
spoons, you know, would be great. Hear my spoon solo in the background.
I play the triangle, bro. So that's alright.
we can duet. It'd be great.
Hell yeah!
But
Nah,
spoons
I'm
and
doing
triangle.
Spoons and Triangle. That's a band name right there. See, blues. I'll get some blues, country western going. No, I'm doing game reviews at the moment, so you can find me on all the socials at Kochify. So that's Kochiefy. Kochie and then Phi, because yeah.
I have a very short and random question to ask you. So I've been
Yes.
watching your reviews. Have you reviewed anything that you like really like lately?
No. No, yes, I have. So Card Shark, which just came out, which is came out a month ago now. Shit, is made by Devolver, published by Devolver Digital. It's about cheating the French at cards, and it seems like really like subtle and stuff, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's good because there's a couple of they seem to be on a run of that was a really disappointing game.
Yeah, I was like. Get a code from somebody, and I'm like, oh yeah, no worries, I'll play it and I'll review it, no worries. Thanks for the free game, and I get it, and I'm like, this is fucking shit. Yeah. All right, thanks. Here's my review. I'll try to be honest. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I always it's always tricky when you say I'm going to review this because you're like, fuck, I actually have to review this.
Yeah, it's great though because publishers are usually pretty good because like I sent back. An email and said, here's my coverage. Thanks, thanks for giving me the game. I tried my best, and that. And they're like, yeah, you made a lot of good points. Yeah, thanks. And I was like, oh, so their job is to just publish the game, they don't have to like it either. Yeah.
Yeah, because I always feel bad when I'm like, hey, that game you gave me, I broke the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So it's recently, I won't say the game, but they're just like, hey, can you test this game out for us? And, let me know what you think and stuff like that. And we'll probably get you to do some streams and whatever. And I tested it out. I'm like, it's very broken. Like, it's very, very broken. And like, oh,
what game
okay.
is it? Tell us.
No. And,
Tell me after.
And it's like, so they were cool about it. They're like, oh, we might hold off on sending out codes and stuff like that until the day one patch or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool. Never heard from them again. That's fine. But I also, that was a small indie, like 2-person team that was making that game. I did playtesting for EA, and it's all out now, so it doesn't matter. So I did playtesting and testing for Star Wars Squadrons when that was coming out. And my God, do they like keep everything so top secret in that process? Like in my gameplay, it had my gamer tag flashing like fucking to bloody just all over the screen the entire time. So if I try and take a photo at any of the footage or anything I'm seeing, it'll just reveal that it was me that did it. And played it. And then I did like a 45-minute survey afterwards. And I'm like, this is wrong. This is kind of janky. This doesn't really work. Blah, blah, blah. And I submitted all that. And then when the game came out 6-8 months later, and I actually went and brought the game and played it. Everything that I flagged as like being fucked was still in the game. I was just like, what's the point? Like, you fixed nothing.
Welcome to the world of QA. If you've ever QA'd a game before, that's exactly what that's like.
Oh man, I was so frustrated. It was just like, this is just weird shit. Like things like menu sliders that didn't work and stuff like that. I'm like, I pointed that out. Why is it not fixed? It's like, yeah. I mean, they what I've learned is that release day is just a day. Fixes can sometimes come months after the game's out. Just look at the Star Wars game that came out on Switch, the Knights of the Republic or whatever. It just came out on Switch. It's got a game-breaking game and bug in there that means you can't finish the game. And they're just like, oh yeah, it does. And the people are like, can we get it fixed? And they're like, it'll come.
Yep.
It's just like, you can't finish a game you brought.
I mean, Cyberpunk though. Like that's actually gotten good apparently. Like they released it and it was dog shit,
a heap,
and they changed the game entirely over the next year. Now it's actually apparently half decent.
Yeah, I felt really bad because I played it on PS5 and my crashes that I got were minimal, maybe one every 2 hours. versus people playing it on like a base PS4, the one that they brought on launch day, and they've got 3 fans going on their PS4 trying to keep it cool while it's rendering with all the bad graphics and stuff like that. And they're like, this is unplayable. And I'm like, it's not that bad.
Nah, it's fine.
It's fine. But I actually ended up getting heaps more viewers because only a few people could stream it because it was so broken. Anyway, on that bombshell, I think we'll finish things up. Thanks for listening, everybody. And thanks for everyone coming on the show this week. Make sure you follow ZLB Podcast on Twitter. That's where we do most of our communication stuff. And if you've got questions, shoot them through. Happy to answer it. There was one correction from last week, which we did make on Twitter. It turns out Orange World is still open. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere near Mildura, you can still go to a farm and look at oranges. So congratulations on that one. We were wrong. I can't believe that thing survived COVID when so many other things fell down.
Orange, you're glad you can still go.
And I hate that as well. Thanks for listening, everybody. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye. Yeah.
Someone had to make an orange pun, didn't they?
I had to.